You ever notice how most people are running, but nobody really knows where they're going? From the moment you wake up, the world starts telling you who you should be. Social media shows you millionaires at 22. Friends compare salaries. Family compares stability. Society quietly hands you a checklist: good grades, safe job, big house, approval from others, and calls it success. And the scary part? Most people never question it. They spend their entire lives climbing a ladder, only to realize at the top that it was leaning against the wrong wall. Right now, someone watching this feels tired. Not physically tired, soul tired. You did everything right. You followed the rules. You worked hard. You tried to meet expectations. But deep inside, something feels off, like you're living someone else's life. Here's the truth nobody says out loud in America's hustle culture. Success defined by society is designed for control, not fulfillment. Think about it. If success had only one definition, why are so many successful people secretly unhappy? Why do high earners feel empty? Why do people with status still feel lost? Why do people chase promotions but lose peace? Because society measures success externally. But fulfillment is internal. You were never meant to fit into a universal definition. You were meant to create your own. And this is where everything changes. When you were a kid, success meant curiosity, freedom, creating things, laughing without permission. You didn't compare timelines. You didn't worry about falling behind. Then, slowly, comparison entered your life. Grades became identity, followers became value, income became worth, approval became oxygen. And without realizing it, you stopped asking one powerful question: what do I actually want? Not what looks impressive, not what gets applause, not what avoids judgment. What genuinely makes you feel alive? People never ask diese Sekunde uncomfortable. Defining your own success means taking responsibility. It means you can't blame society anymore. It means choosing uncertainty over approval. And humans fear rejection more than failure. That's why people stay in careers they hate, relationships that drain them, lives that look perfect but feel empty. Because society rewards conformity instantly, but rewards authenticity slowly. But here's the paradox. The people you admire, most entrepreneurs, creators, innovators, leaders, all broke society's definition first. They didn't follow the path, they questioned it. Steve Jobs didn't chase stability. Athletes didn't chase comfort. Artists didn't chase approval. They chased alignment. And alignment is powerful because when your actions match your values, motivation stops being forced. You don't need discipline to wake up excited. You don't need motivation videos every morning. Energy becomes natural. Imagine waking up without anxiety about proving yourself. Imagine success meaning peace, growth, freedom, and purpose, not comparison. That version of life exists, but it requires one bold decision. Stop outsourcing your definition of success. Let's be honest for a second. If social media disappeared tomorrow, would your goals still be the same? If nobody could see your achievements, would you still chase them? That question alone exposes whether your dreams are truly yours. Because real success is private before it becomes public. Society celebrates outcomes but ignores alignment. You see the highlight reel, not the internal clarity. And clarity changes everything. When you define success yourself, strange things start happening. You stop competing with everyone. You stop rushing timelines. You stop feeling behind. Because you're no longer running their race. You're building your path. And suddenly comparison loses power. Here's something most productivity gurus won't tell you. You don't need a better routine. You need a better definition. If your definition is wrong, productivity only makes you efficiently miserable. You can work harder and still feel empty if the destination isn't yours. That's why burnout is exploding even among high achievers. People optimized effort but never questioned direction. Now imagine redefining success like this. Success is waking up without dread. Success is growth, not perfection. Success is freedom over validation. Success is becoming someone you respect. Notice something? None of those depend on society's approval. And that's exactly why they work. Because external validation is temporary. But internal alignment is sustainable. At this point, some people feel resistance. A voice saying, "But what if I fail?" Here's the twist: society's path doesn't eliminate failure. It just hides it longer. The safest path often leads to the biggest regret. Because regret isn't failing. Regret is never trying to live authentically. Fast forward 10 years, two versions of you exist. One followed expectations and wonders what if. The other took ownership and learned through experience. Which life feels heavier? Most people don't fear failure. They fear judgment during the process. But people judge for minutes, while you live with decisions for decades. Let that sink in. Your life timeline is not a group project. And here's where everything becomes practical. Defining your own success starts with 3 silent shifts. First, awareness. Notice where your goals came from. Parents. Trends. Fear. Comparison. Second, permission. Give yourself approval before the world does. Third, alignment. Choose actions that move toward meaning, not just recognition. It sounds simple, but it's rare. And rarity creates extraordinary lives. Right now, if this message is hitting you differently, if something inside feels understood, take 1 second and subscribe, because this channel is about breaking mental limits and building real success, not fake motivation, but transformation you can actually live. And here's the deeper truth most people realize too late. Success is not a destination you arrive at. It's a definition you live by daily. The happiest people aren't those who achieved everything society wanted. They're the ones who became who they truly were. You don't need permission to redefine success. You only need honesty. Maybe success for you is freedom of time. Maybe it's creativity. Maybe it's impact. Maybe it's peace. Maybe it's growth. Al-Walid. Because success isn't universal, it's personal. The moment you stop asking, "What will people think?" and start asking, "What feels meaningful?" your entire trajectory changes. You make braver decisions. You attract aligned opportunities. You build confidence rooted in identity, not outcomes. And confidence built internally cannot be taken away externally. society will always create new standards, more money, more status, more comparison. The finish line keeps moving. But self-defined success ends the race entirely. You stop chasing. You start living. And ironically, that's when real success often arrives anyway, because authenticity attracts opportunity. People trust clarity, energy follows purpose, consistency becomes effortless. So tonight, instead of asking how to be more successful, ask a better question. What does success actually mean to me? Write it down. Not what sounds impressive, not what trends say, not what others expect. Your answer may feel small at first, but small authentic goals outperform massive borrowed dreams every time. One day you'll look back and realize the biggest upgrade wasn't money, status, or recognition. It was freedom from comparison, freedom from expectations, freedom to live intentionally, and that freedom is the highest form of success. So define it, own it, live it. Because the world doesn't need another copy of society's success story. It needs the original version of you.